Good morning. I had a situation happen yesterday where a woman who reads my Instagram for the last couple of years hit me with a big pile of ableism and spiritual bypassing. And I was pretty shocked because I do talk about that, and it was just kind of jarring that a person who's been following the story just didn't really somehow get this piece yet. So I do have a video previous to this, several videos back if you scroll, called The Common Pitfalls on the Healing Journey. And in that video I explain what spiritual bypassing is and ableism and how that connects to the stages of adapting to change, which are the same as Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's stages of death and dying. And those are denial, grief, anger, bargaining, and acceptance. And they don't go in any certain order. You end up doing all of them at one point or another, many times over. And it occurred to me that while I've talked maybe at length about the problems with spiritual bypassing, it's probably a good idea for me to talk about the ways in which we can constructively bring spirituality into our healing journey without the traps and pitfalls of spiritual bypassing and internalized ableism, or ableism in general. So a couple of the books that helped me, on my own journey when I was in the phases of denial, some of the ways that presented for me were, well, this isn't really happening. All I have to do is believe and have like really perfect faith, and then my body will just be perfectly healed. Along the way towards acceptance, I had a huge struggle between how can I have hope that I will improve while accepting that where I am right now is okay. Because there are some things that just don't heal. If your leg has been amputated, it's obviously not going to grow back. I would love for humans to wake up in a world where we have all agreed to a new set of laws of physics and what's possible. And I'm not ruling this out of our human evolution, but right now, today, nobody's ever grown their own leg back. And so for us to suggest to that person that their lack of faith is the reason why this hasn't happened is putting the blame on them. Blame, shame, guilt. You're broken. You're not okay. You can't fix it. That's all on you. That's really shitty. And obviously having one leg instead of two does not necessarily mean you're going to have a terrible life. The problem with the spiritual bypassing is that its roots are in this ableist notion that the only way to have a good life is to be free of dis-ease, to be free of disfigurement, which I don't even like that word, but whatever. And okay, I'm getting all wound up again. Let's go to the books. All right, so somewhere along the way, some friends of mine sent me some books, and that has really made a huge difference in the journey. One of them is The Shaman's Body by Arnold Mendel. And Arnold Mendel started the Process Work Institute. I think that's in Seattle or Portland, one of those places. And I actually had the honor and the privilege to work with Dr. David Bedrick as my therapist for a couple of sessions a few years back, and he was trained by Dr. Mendel. And so this has probably been like the most powerful, pivotal piece of work. And if I could put it into just kind of like a one-sentence statement, what I would say is that in this kind of work, the shaman's approach to transforming health, relationships, and the community is that we have to fully embrace the idea that our dis-ease is a part of our natural body and its natural processes, that it's actually an ally. Dis-ease is an ally. For instance, dis-ease gives you the gift of noticing that it's time to change something, change your relationship, change your habit, change your career. Dis-ease has often been the bridge that takes a person from a place that's less desirable to a place that's more desirable. And the journey and the transformation is not possible without the dis-ease. And while we certainly all want to feel better physically, mentally, emotionally, there are opportunities and gifts that come from fully embracing where we are now as perfect. So for me personally, I've noticed that my dis-ease, my neurological and cardiological dysfunctions have given me the gift of creating the kind of life that that I've always desired. Slower pace, less structure, less focus and pressure on deadlines. I personally am the sort of person who has always bitten off way too much. I've been really excited, had huge ideas, gonna change the world, run right out there, work really hard, get burnt out, fall down broken, recover, and go out again. It's like Kid Icarus in the Greek mythology. He had the wings with the wax, and he flew too close to the sun, came crashing down, and died. That has always kind of been my pattern. I get these really big ideas, I grow wings, I fly out there, I go too far, too fast, come crashing back down. But my dis-ease in the form of hemiplegic migraine and neurally mediated syncope has taught me that I can excel and fly in shorter and shorter and not as high and not as dangerous and not as harmful to myself. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's kind of like when a hot air balloon is on a tether and you can take the ride up at the fairgrounds and then come back down, and you get all that experience without the danger of being blown off course and, crashing into a mountain, which is pretty much what was happening to me. So the gift of my dis-ease is finally at last learning that I can go slow. Slow and steady wins the race. I can make slow and steady progress towards my goals and contribute the things that I feel I am meant to contribute to the world without crashing and burning every so often. So that's really good. So dis-ease as an ally, illness as an ally, injury as an ally. Whoa, what a radical idea. Here's a way that I can embrace that my right now self is perfect right now. This gives me the option, the opportunity, and the grace to be in my body when it hurts really bad, when things are sucking, and it's so much better to be present with what's actually really happening inside of this natural divine creation than it is to fight against it. I don't mean that you should quit chemo or something. There are fights that have to be fought. That's part of the healing journey. And only you can sort out what your soul and your body are trying to teach you. The woman yesterday was coming from a place of, well, I've been reading you for years and holding space for you and praying for you, and gosh darn it, you're just not getting it. So I'm here to tell you what your soul has been trying to tell you. And I'm like, lady, I know how to be me better than anybody else. I'm the one doing it day in and day out for 45 years. So, and what a gift. Thank you, lady. Because there are some places where I've been like that too. I've been shitty. I've said in other videos that that mirror thing is not 100%. Whoever shows up and dishes out shit is not 100% a mirror for you, but that doesn't mean that there's not some mirroring, and there is, so you got to balance that out. But anyways, that's a sidetrack. Another book I've got, a lot of coffee, did you notice? Another book I got along the way is Of Water and the Spirit, Ritual, Magic, and Initiation in the Life of a South African Shaman. And again, in this one, there is also a very strong tone of the dis-ease is the ally. And one of the things that makes this one so spectacular is it really does a nice job of showing how some cultures can frame somebody's dis-ease, like their mental, emotional, psychological, spiritual dis-eases, are seen as an opportunity for an entire community to grow and change. So not only is there a person who's going, wow, okay, something's going on with my body, but that is a way shower, a teacher, and a gift. Now you got a whole group of people going, whoa, something is going on with his or her or their body. And this is an opportunity for us all, a gift, a way shower, a beacon, an opportunity. It really just comes down to an opportunity. Life is going to hand you stuff. Some of the stuff you're going to judge as good, and some of the stuff you're going to judge as bad. And if you try to only focus on this, you're missing out on all these opportunities to learn and grow and become resilient and strong and just be more and more fantastic. So those books were from the shaman perspective. Specifically, I know shamanism is a planetary phenomenon. You got the African, and Arnold Mendel brings in a variety of indigenous cultures and their beliefs. And then this one is more specific to the Buddhist path in the Far East. The Places That Scare You, A Guide to Fearlessness in Difficult Times. And this one, Pema, I think you say Pema Chodron, but I could be wrong. Oh, and I forgot to say this guy's name. Malidoma Patrice Soma. Okay, so and this one helps us. This is where you actually gain the skills and the practice to stay present no matter how crappy it feels. Okay, so what's being bypassed in the spiritual bypassing, when it's all just love and light and perfect faith will cure it all, what's being bypassed is that there are these gems, these, I can't even put words to it, but when you're willing to be fully present in your pain and stay there and not try to distract yourself from the real experience that's really happening right now, when you're in that long enough, you become filled with grace. Grace, humility, service, understanding, forgiveness. All these just amazing, amazing gems are buried in the dark places. And the people who bypass those are almost like, you know, they're just trying to take the elevator to the top floor in the penthouse instead of taking the stairs. And so, yeah, you know, you might live in the penthouse for a while because you're having a really great couple of years and you're doing a lot of really great things for yourself. But there will be something. Someone will die. There'll be a tragic natural disaster. There will be illness, injury. You will have to face something that is unpleasant. And I'm telling you that the only way to truly have a healthy relationship with your body during times of dis-ease is to try, just try to actually really feel what it feels like to be where you're at right now without assuming that that is bad or wrong. Because you are your body, you are your spirit, you are your soul. We need that all to be like integrated and aligned and unfolding in a way that brings us all to a higher ground. And so lastly, I'll just say that healing does not always mean having a perfect, disease-free, injury-free body. Sometimes healing is the process of realizing that it is okay to have a different level of ability. And sometimes it's not just okay, it's better. And sorry about the glare. The sun moved while I was talking. I better go because it takes my internet hours to upload these videos, and if I keep going, it'll never happen. So I love you guys. Ask questions. Check out the books. Another one is Sandra Ingerman has a lot of books from the shamanic perspective. I tried to find a copy to show you, but I couldn't. So anyways, have a great day. Love you. Bye.